fucking meatballs. Here's how you do it, right? Get your grounded up meat, right? Nice 80 to 20 percentage meat to fat, right? You boil them up, you put your seasonings in, your parsley, your oregano, salt, your pepper, your other herbs. You get it all nice and flavorful. Maybe even a little bit of dried minced garlic. Oh, yeah. Dried minced garlic, a little dried minced onion too. That'll work great with it. Start taking it all up after you mush it all together in a big pot. Roll them up into little tiny balls, right? Now what you're gonna do is put a little oil in the bottom of the pan. This pan right here is perfect. See that one? Right down the right. Put a little oil in a pan like that. You put your meatballs on the bottom of that pan. You let them char up a little bit. Roll them around. Get them a little bit cooked, on the outside. You don't want to cook them all the way through because they're going to be sitting in something for a little while. That's when you get your sauce ready. Oh, that's what makes every good meatball. Whatever sauce you cook it in. That's real important. Right? You get your sauce recipe, because God forbid I'm going to tell you mine. Fuck that. You don't get to learn nothing about this secret sauce. Once your meatballs are nice and charred up on the outside a little bit, get a little bit of texture to them, golden brown, You're going to throw them in a pot with all your sauce, right? Maybe you got different cuts of meat, some veal, pork, beef. Put your meatballs in there. That could be the beef. You let them simmer in there for a few hours, right on low and slow, as they like to say. Just let them marinate in that sauce. Oh my god. You're gonna be smelling fucking great. Won't be able to restrain yourself. I promise you that. And when they're done marinating in the sauce, cooking for a few hours, right? You're gonna scoop them right out. You're gonna find them though, because sometimes your sauce might be a little chunky, alright? You're gonna find your meatballs, put them out to the side, let them sit, right? Then you put them into your bread. Oh, now the bread, don't get me started on the bread. Very important, alright? For the bread, I make my own bread myself. You can buy bread, just better be the right fucking bread, that's all I'm gonna say, alright? You get it from a nice Italian grocery store, that'll be the best you'll ever find. You get your nice bread, right? You're gonna put it in a pan or a grill. Whatever one's easier for you, right? A little oil on there, right? You like oil? A little oil on the bottom of the inside of the bun. You cut it in half, right? Or slice it down the middle. You don't gotta cut it all the way through, because then your meatballs are gonna fall right out the bottom when you're eating it. Take a big bite, ploop, right on the floor in front of you. Waste of a good meatball. So you slice into it, but not all the way through. Maybe like 75% of the way through the loaf. Enough where you can get it flat, and this will be the sign of a good slice of bread. Good loaf of bread. You can toast it if you have it spread eagle flat after you cut it, and it don't fall apart. Very important. You lay that flat part on a grill, the pan with some oil, if you're doing it on a pan, so it don't stick and get all burnt right away. Let it toast for a few minutes, right? You can even do the outside too if you want. I usually do the outside just a little bit. Just a little bit. Get a little bit of crunch, And you get your butter, right? You get your butter knife and you lather the butter all over the inside of the bun, right? And you can do this before you toast your bun too. That's another good way to toast it. You just lather the whole fucking thing. All the bread and butter. Get all nice and buttered up. You put it on the grill. Oy vey. Get it all nice and lathered up out on there. That'll toast like a charm. Few minutes, that's all you need. High heat. Right? Then you come back with the butter when it's done being toasted, right? Come back with the butter. Very important. Put that on there, and you put your nice warm meatballs that have been sitting for a couple minutes. They're not cold, because they were just in a simmering in a tomato sauce for a few hours, right? They're still warm. You've got them resting for, I don't know, 5 minutes, right? All you need. You put your meatballs in a sandwich with a butter on the inside of the buns, right? Then you go back with your ladle, back into your sauce pot. Scoop up the sauce, and you lather it all over the sandwich, up and down, like you're putting ketchup on a fucking hot dog. But God forbid, I don't do that in New York. You get killed on sight for doing something like that. But your mustard, just like you're putting your mustard all over your hot dog, right? Up and down. But you can be a little bit more generous with your sauce. It's not like fucking mustard, believe me. You're gonna want more of this shit. Right? And then bada bing, you got the perfect meatball sandwich. That's how you do it the right way. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And that was Cooking with Carlo. Well, that's called that an episode, huh? You'll never find any... That's the only way to make a good meatball sandwich. You can put your cheese in there and whatever the hell you want, right? You're trying to become a fat fucking gavon, you put your 3 slices of provolone or whatever the fuck you want on there. I just like it raw. No cheese, just the sauce. That's where the flavor comes from. It's all in the sauce. You'd even sprinkle, when the meatballs are marinating in the sauce, right? You even sprinkle a little bit of pepper on there. Into the sauce, obviously. You don't want to go right on it. When it's done. It's too late by then. Too late. Make sure you keep that shit with a lid on it. Don't let that flavor come out. Let it steam, let it marinate.